Hello, bookworms and movie buffs. Welcome to From Page to Screen, a literary lens on film, a podcast where we delve into the fascinating world of novels adapted from the big screen. I am your host, Ruben, and I'm thrilled to be joined by some of the brightest minds in English literature who will join me in meaningful discussion of novels turned films.
And I am Lapjoy Lawag. In this podcast, we're going to explore the captivating adaptations of novels from contemporary, popular, and emergent literature. We'll be dissecting the changes made, analyzing the impact on the story, and discussing the overall effectiveness of cinematic interpretations. Get ready to dive into the world of literary adaptations. Let's begin!
Welcome back to From Page to Screen, a literary lens on film, where we delve into the fascinating world of literature brought to life on the silver screen. Today, in our episode, we are tackling a modern classic that resonated with a generation, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas.
Joining me today are our brilliant BSF English majors, ready to dissect this poignant story and explore its cinematic adaptation. Can you say hi and introduce yourselves?
Could you please say hi, everyone?
Hi!
Okay, so let me start with the girl on my right. Could you please introduce yourself and could you please share what is the current book or movie that you are currently watching or you have recently read or watched?
Hey there, book lovers! It's your girl Lisa Marie Corbita, and today I want to share my thoughts on the book that I am currently reading, which is The Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It explores the challenges of adolescence through the humorous experiences of Greg Heffley, a middle school student who navigates friendships, family dynamics, and social pressures while documenting his awkward and relatable life in a diary.
Wow, that is really relevant for today's recent happenings, and it is really good that you are already exposing yourself with such kind of interest. Let us give a round of applause to Lisa. And next up, we have Miss.
Hi everyone, I'm Geraldine Braille Huiso, and right now I'm diving into an absolutely remarkable thing by Han Green. It's a super engaging book that mixes humor, mystery, and deep dive into how we interact with fame and social media. So this story really makes you think about the power of viral moments, the search for meaning, and the complexities of human connection in our digital age. Definitely a must-read for anyone into stories that challenge how we see the world. So yeah.
Yeah, are you with me, love? That book is really also relevant for today's generations because it also acts as a some sort of enjoyment for our millennials for today because
I agree.
it relates to social media as well, right?
Yeah.
So let's give a round of applause to Brian. And next up we have.
Hello, bookworms. I am Harmy Takulayan, and I am currently reading now The Gentle Reminder by Bianca Sparacino. This book tells us of hope and healing.
Oh yeah, that book. It's a really nice book. It's because that book would really encourage someone to be courageous in spite of the adversities that you've been facing, right?
Yeah.
There are a lot of sayings that I could read on the Instagram that were drawn from this book. So a big round of applause to Harmony also. And the last but not the least, we have Miss.
Hello book lovers, I'm Jonah, and the movie I'm currently interested in is Just Mercy. It's a powerful movie about faith, justice, and the fight to bring accountability to a flawed legal system. Watching it made me think about similar themes in books I've read, like The Hate You Give.
That's a movie, right?
Yes.
Movies like that would serve as an eye-opener for the generation of today. It's because that would expose someone to see the real happenings of our surroundings, and that will make someone to be aware. So, thank you, guest speakers from the University of Bohol BSat English majors. A round of applause again to yourselves. And these brilliant students will be joining us and we will be learning from them about the book turned film, The Hate You Give by Angie Thomas. And let's dive right in. Welcome back to From Page to Screen, a literary lens on film where we delve into the fascinating world of literature brought to life on the silver screen. Today, we will gonna talk about the novel wrote by Angie Thomas titled The Hate You Give. This book has sparked important conversation about race, social justice, and the complexities of identity. And today, we're going to unpack all of that and more. So, let's get started. First off, let's talk about why The Hate You Give is such a powerful book for encouraging critical thinking, especially when it comes to social justice and systemic issues. So, what makes The Hate You Give a powerful book for encouraging critical thinking, especially in relation to social justice and systemic issues? Anyone from the group who would like to share her answer for this question?
Me, I would like to answer.
Okay, we have Liza here, so share your answer.
For me, the novel's power lies in its ability to humanize systematic issues like racism and police brutality through Star's personal story by tying these larger social justice themes to her lived experiences. The book challenges readers to think critically about inequality, privilege, and their own role in advocating for change. It is not just a story, it's a call to action.
Yeah, absolutely right. You really captured the essence of the novel's power. By grounding the issues in Star's personal experiences, Thomas transforms abstract concepts like systemic racism into something immediate and real. Moving on, building on that idea of critical thinking, Star's journey throughout the novel really challenges readers to think about identity, privilege, and trauma. So, how does Star's journey throughout the novel challenge readers to think critically about identity, privilege, and the impact of trauma on personal growth? So, anyone from the group who would like to share her insight for this question?
Me again.
Oh my God, we have Lisa again answering this question for the second time around. Could you now please share your answer?
Star's journey highlights the complexities of navigating multiple identities while dealing with trauma. Her ability to find her voice despite societal pressures invites readers to reflect on their identities and privileges. The novel emphasizes how personal growth often emerges from the struggle to overcome pain and fight for justice.
Yeah, I do agree. Lisa hit on the core of Star's transformation. Her struggle with dual identities reflects a broader societal pressure to conform, and it's insightful to think about how trauma can push someone toward empowerment rather than solely destruction. Do you all agree with that, guys? Yeah, we'd rather move forward instead of settling on what we have or what we are dealing for today, right?
Yeah.
That won't make one productive, so we need to move on and be strong with ourselves, right? Okay.
So that's such an important point, and it really ties into how the novel tackles some very heavy, real-world issues like police brutality and systemic racism. The novel confronts on issues of police brutality and systemic racism. How can analyzing these themes help readers critically examine real-world issues and question the structures of power in society? Anyone who would like to answer? Yes, Brian?
Yeah, this love, I believe by addressing police brutality and systemic racism head on, the novel forces readers to confront the deep-seated inequalities in society, and it encourages critical thinking about how these systems function and who benefits from them and how they can be dismantled. So the readers are invited to question power dynamics and consider the role of activism in creating the change. So that's my stand.
Brilliant. So, by illustrating how systemic racism permeates every aspect of life, the novel forces readers to question the structures of power that sustain inequality. Now, when we talk about power structures, we can't ignore the way Andrew Thomas gives Star a voice that reflects her community and culture. So, The Hate You Give is written in Star's authentic voice, reflecting her community and culture. How can readers think critically about the significance of authentic voices in literature and the role they play in amplifying marginalized experiences. Who would like to answer? Yes, Brian.
Yes, I believe I know the answer. So when we talk about authentic voices in literature, Star's voice in The Hate You Give is a perfect example of how crucial they are. Her story gives readers a first-hand look at the struggles and realities of marginalized communities, and it helps amplify voices that are often silenced or ignored, so letting us experience the world through her eyes and making us think about how representation matters in storytelling. That's how nice it is.
Yeah. So Star's voice highlights the importance of authenticity in literature, allowing readers to connect with the experiences of marginalized communities. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
And there you have it, folks. Our first part of our podcast, entitled rather from the page to screen, a literary lens on film, where we delve into the fascinating world of literature brought to life on the silver screen. We will be back after this short break. Welcome back, folks, to From Page to Screen, a literary lens on film, where we delve into the fascinating world of literature brought to life on the silver screen. Today, we had the first part of the conversation of our podcast, where we delved into the novel written by M.G. Thomas, The Hate You Give. So our guest here already answered some of our first set of questions, and on this second part, we prepared another set of questions that would help these individuals to dig deeper on what the novel really talks about. Now, as Star's character evolves throughout the story, she transforms into an activist, which really challenges us as readers to think about our own roles in creating change, right? Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
So then my question is, how does Star's transformation into an activist encourage readers to think critically about their own role in social change? And what lessons can be drawn about the power of individual and collective action? This is just a bit tough question. So from the group who would like to share her answer.
Me!
We have Harmy Tapulayan here. I bet you could nail this question. Go ahead, girl.
Hello, bookworm. So my answer for that is that the star's transformation and the social change, it is important for us to finding our voice. So Star struggles to find her voice in a world where her perspective is often silenced is relatable. Readers can see how fear, pressure, and societal expectations can hinder one's ability to speak up. This encourages critical reflection on how to overcome these barriers and empower one's voice.
I do agree. Star is really inspiring, right? Star's transformation is a profound reminder that activism often starts with individuals' action, but its true power lies in collective efforts. It is really inspiring, guys, to see how she evolves from a hesitant bystander to a powerful voice for change. So I hope as women, I hope Star really rather inspires you to become also one of the catalysts for change into our society, not just a mere woman, but a woman with a position and stand into our society, right? Okay, moving on. Star's journey is one of personal and collective action. The novel presents some morally complex situations, like Star's internal conflict about speaking out after Khalil's death. So, the novel presents morally complex situations such as Star's struggle to speak out against Khalil's death. How can readers use literary analysis to unpack these complexities and reflect on the moral dilemmas people face in confronting injustice? Again, this question is again a tough and heavy question. This would involve a critical thinking. It's because it involves violence. So, anyone from the group who would like to answer?
It's me again.
We have Harmy again. I bet Harmy is really a brilliant student indeed. She could again nail this question. So go ahead, girl.
So for that question, my answer for that, the star situation forces readers to grapple with the ethical challenges of witnessing injustice. So Should she stay silent to protect herself and her family, or speak out and risk danger? This novel encouraged critical thinking about the weight of decisions, the cost of silence, and the potential consequence of the action.
You know what? That is a great point, Harmony. Star's internal conflict mirrors the complex decisions many face when standing up for what's right, right?
Yeah.
And literary analysis allows us to unpack these dilemmas, revealing that moral decisions are rarely black and white.
Yeah.
I bet everyone can relate about how literary analysis works, right? Literary analysis allows someone to dig deeper or to analyze a specific story for us to understand what does the story really talks about, right? So English majors do know that, right? Of course.
Yes, those moral complexities are not easy, but they give us so much to think about. And speaking of complexities, The Hate to Give also challenges harmful stereotypes about Black communities. How do the relationships between Star and her family reflect broader themes of support, resilience, and community? How can readers critically analyze these dynamics to better understand the role of family and community in coping with trauma? Anyone who would like to answer?
I would like to answer.
Yes, Jonah?
Star's family is the heart of the novel, providing a foundation of love and resilience that helps her navigate the chaos around her. Her parents, Lisa and Maverick, play a critical role in shaping her values and sense of self. Maverick's wisdom and Lisa's unwavering support show the importance of strong parental figures, especially in the face of systemic challenges. Beyond her immediate family, Star's relationships with her siblings, extended family, and even her community in Garden Heights demonstrate how collective support can sustain individuals through trauma. For instance, her uncle Carlos provides a different perspectives on law enforcement, and her neighbors rally together during times of crisis. These dynamics encourage readers to think critically about the role of family and community in fostering resilience. How do we support each other during difficult times? How can communities build strength together? Star's story shows that while trauma can be isolating, love and solidarity can be powerful tools for healing and empowerment.
That's really true, everyone. It's because in spite of the difficulties that we've been facing, Catriona Gray does really inspire me that we really need to see the silver lining of everything. When we say silver lining, we see the good on the bad. And that novel really speaks about that. That despite of the difficulties that Star or the protagonist is facing, she was able to overcome those by not focusing on the negativities, but rather focusing on what are the things that could help her overcome these challenges that she's been facing, right? Moving on, Star's intersectional identity really helps us see the complexities of privilege and oppression. Finally, The Hate to Give has sparked some powerful conversations about race and justice. Am I right?
Yeah.
The Hate to Give has sparked important conversations about race and justice. So, how can readers use the critical thinking skills developed through literary analysis to engage with these issues in their own communities and advocate for change?
I would like to answer.
We have Jonah again. The students we have here are really brilliant. It's because they have the courage and the audacity to answer the question simultaneously. Okay, Jonah?
So what's powerful about the novel The Hate to Give is how it equips readers to engage with real-world issues. The critical thinking skills we develop through literary analysis, like asking tough questions, challenging assumptions, and seeking deeper meaning, can be applied to our own communities. Star's journey inspires readers to find their own voices and speak out against injustice. Whether it's through conversations, activism, or policy advocacy, The novel shows that change begins when we take what we've learned and act on it. It's a call to be informed, to be active, and to fight for a world where justice isn't just an idea, but a reality.
Absolutely. The Hate to Give isn't just a book, it's a tool for action. By engaging critically with its themes, readers are encouraged to see the real world implications of the issues discussed and to apply the understanding in their own communities, right? It is really evident on the novel. And this kind of critical engagement leads more to informed activism, where it's through raising awareness, participating in protests, or supporting policies that address racial inequality.
Yeah, so the book challenges us to think beyond just intellectual understanding and pushes us to apply the knowledge in tangible ways. By using the critical thinking skills developed through analyzing the novel, readers can better equipped to engage in meaningful conversations, advocate for systemic change, and contribute to a more just society.
That's such a powerful thought to end on. The Hate to Give not only helps us understand the world better, but also empowers us to take action and advocate for change. Thank you so much to all of you for sharing your insights today. And it's been a thought-provoking conversation. And I hope our listeners will take these ideas into their own lives as they continue to think critically about the world around them.
Thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe, rate, and review if you enjoyed today's episode. We'll be back soon with more discussions on important truth and ideas. Until then, keep thinking critically and stay engaged.
And there you have it, folks, a deep dive into The Hate to Give by Angie Thomas, exploring its literary merit and how it translated to the big screen. Thank you so much to our guest speakers here, the BF Ed English majors of the University of Bohol, Lisa, Brau, Harmay, and Jonah. Thank you for sharing your interesting perspectives. It's always fascinating to see how different individuals connect with the same story, whether in its written or cinematic form. Remember, from page to screen, a literary lens on film is all about sparking conversation and appreciation for the power of storytelling. So, what are your thoughts on The Hate to Give? Share your insights and join the discussion on their Facebook page, the Lingophiles Organization. If you like this podcast, please give us some love by sharing this video. Until next time, keep reading, keep watching, and keep exploring the stories that move you.